Good morning and welcome all you beautiful love streamers out there, all of you on Facebook, YouTube, and Zoom. And we want to welcome you to the Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte. If this is your first time, we are delighted that you have chosen to join us today. With modern technology, we are extremely grateful for this opportunity to just touch so many lives, especially as we share these wonderful happenings here at CSL Charlotte. So please feel free to visit our website, cslcharlotte.org, put in a prayer request, and subscribe. We add our recordings to our website each week. So let me tell you a little bit more about what we do here at the Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte. So the Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte is a new thought community living in ancient wisdom philosophy based on the science of mind. This science of mind philosophy was developed in the early 20th century by writer and lecturer Ernest Holmes. Dr. Holmes was a man on a mission. He studied truths from all of the world's religious traditions and spiritual paths. Dr. Holmes developed a fresh new way for us to look at ourselves and how we fit into our world. He's been referred to as the great synthesizer. At CSO Charlotte, every philosophy is honored along with every race, sexual orientation, and physical distinction. We are a diverse, open, and affirmative community. There are many paths to the divine. We can call it God, peace, love, spirit, infinite mind, or the I am presence. It really doesn't matter what you call it. What matters is that you know and understand that this is your power that resonates within you. You do not have to leave your philosophy or nature of knowledge. You can join us anytime. We recognize and refer to many of the Holy Scriptures, such as the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, the Upanishads, and the Bhagavad Gita. And that's just to name only a few. So let me tell you a little bit about our vision here at CSO Charlotte. Our vision statement is that we want to continue a spiritual community, creating and preparing a succession of future leaders who can fully integrate, teach, and expose the science of mind principles, messages, and practices that strengthen the mind, body, and spirit of individuals. One of our aims is to create a high collective consciousness for everyone in this community. We teach everyone the tools to do just that. So come and join us as we meet each Tuesday evening at 6 p.m. for our consciousness studies group. And we want to let you know more about that pretty soon when we talk about opportunities. So welcome everyone and enjoy our service as we celebrate this powerful being which lives within each and every one of us. So what I want you to know before I pass the mic back over to our illustrious spiritual leader, Reverend Rosedale, she's going to talk about the practice of spiritual contemplation. I want to leave you with this thought. So just take a deep breath. And I just want to leave this thought with you. Contemplation is the practice of being fully present in heart, mind, and body to what is. Let me read that again. Contemplation is the practice of being fully present in heart, mind, and body to what is in a way that allows you to creatively respond and work toward what could be. And this comes from the Center for Action and Contemplation. And with that, I'm going to turn the mic over to our illustrious, fearless leader, Reverend Rosedale.
Hello, thank you, Horace the Bush. You are fabulous for coming out here and doing what you do. You know, Horace the Bush, being an MC is so powerful as you open us up every week. So, to all our YouTube listeners, virtual community, and everybody everywhere, welcome to CSL Charlotte, the Mind Body Spirit Center. You see, the first thing we do at the Mind Body Spirit Center is we open up our Sunday celebration with an affirmative prayer. And since we're all about practicing contemplation today, first person up on the platform is our affirmative person. She keeps it affirmative and she brings us in with an affirmative prayer. So today it's our emeritus and notorious spiritual practitioner, and that is Maureen Thurston, aka Mo. Now, what I know is that Maureen herself, aka Mo, she's on her own journey practicing spiritual contemplation. So I know that the contemplations she have, I have, and everybody here have are well enough for us. So therefore, I love to support her in practicing spiritual contemplation. So if you want to practice, or if you'd like to open yourself up to practicing spiritual contemplation, go to our website right now, put in a prayer request so that your email comes into our box with a prayer on it from Mo. But here's the deal. If you want to do that, you have to choose to put in a prayer request to get the prayer back into your box from Mo. So welcome Mo as she brings her beautiful heartfelt words through affirmative prayer. And Mo, please let it do what it do.
Thank you, Reverend Rosedale. So let's just take a quick moment here to turn within to that silent place within each and every one of us. That place where we listen to and know and feel that presence of the divine. For it is in that place of the heart and in that place of awareness that I know that each and every one of us bring to this service today. Our uniqueness, that piece of us that makes us cohesive as a team, and yet we maintain and always have our individuality. So as I know that we are led to this wonderful Centers for Spiritual Living Charlotte, that we participate from our heart, that our minds and our hearts are open to hear the loving, careful words of Reverend Rosedale as she takes us into her heart and shares her message with us here today. So as I release this time together, knowing that it is fruitful for each and every one of us, I release and I let go, and I invite you to lock that in with me by simply saying, and so it is.
And so it is. Wow. So thank you, Mo, for that beautiful prayer. And next on our platform is our reader, Jerry Campbell, aka Groovy G. And if you ask me, I'll tell you later where she gets that name from me. Oh, I love the rhyme. Okay, I'm starting to get real warm here, right, Alan? So Groovy, she has always been authentic with me. When I want the truth, I'll ask her. So practicing spiritual contemplation must work for her too, because it's as close to her as her jugular vein. But you know what? As you listen to her reading, you're going to hear it. Even though whether she hears it or not, okay? And that is for sure. And after Groovy's reading, listen to the song When You're Ready to Move On by Fearless Soul. Because when you're ready to move on, practicing spiritual contemplation becomes so necessary. So Groovy, make it do what it do.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. And I have the honor of reading what was written by our very own Reverend Rosedale Jones. It's called Aspects of Spiritual Contemplation. The habit of spiritual contemplation is indeed a powerful instrument for personal growth and transformation. It presents a thorough method to attain balance in our mind, body, spirit integration, revealing our hidden capabilities. If you ever feel stuck or disheartened in life, or if you are seeking an essential surge of inspiration, spiritual contemplation is your answer. Consider it as an internal spark that fuels our innate tenacity and drives us towards deep-seated transformation. It's like uttering Om and setting forth on a journey of change that exceeds even our most imaginative desires. During difficult periods, the significance of spiritual contemplation becomes increasingly obvious. It provides the essential motivation to overcome obstacles and persistently aim for success. This serves as a kind reminder that failure is not an option, but an opportunity for personal development and learning. Moreover, spiritual contemplation is like a triple shot espresso for creativity and innovation. It nudges us to hop off the old-fashioned thought train and take a wild ride into unknown territory. Every deep moment of reflection is like an all-you-can-eat buffet of our imagination. That's how we nourish our inner spirit with faith and unlock a treasure discovery of possibilities that even we didn't know existed. So let's consider spiritual contemplation as the top-notch rocket fuel for our spaceship to successful. It's like a reliable GPS during those I'm lost in the supermarket moments. It's a strong cup of coffee when we're feeling decaffeinated. Finally, it's a motivational pep talk that makes us want to conquer the world, or at least clean up our room. Remember, with your mind set in win mode and a sprinkle of get up and go sauce, there's no mountain too high or cookie jar too far. Thank you, Rosedale, for writing that for me. And so it is.
Oh, I mean, between the reading and this centering that we're about to get, and then that song about how you're going to keep on walking, I am full. So we're going to start with a 2.5 minute centering. And as you relax yourselves first, let's relax and get in. Looking into your lap or possibly closing your eyes, it's all your choice. But make sure that you deeply breathe in. We shallow breathe 24/7. It's grateful. But you know what? We have to start breathing on purpose. So exhale real slow so we can totally relax. Like the song said, I'm going to ask you, do you have plans and dreams? Well, practicing spiritual contemplation makes it happen with freedom and ease. What do I get from that song? Well, when I'm ready to move on, I know that I gotta let go of control. I also know that it's time for me to start practicing spiritual contemplation. You see, you're at choice whether you choose to practice with your spiritual practices or you want to just practice however you choose. But the experience, in order to experience that great, awesome transformation through practicing spiritual contemplation, is really all up to you. So come on back to that mind, body, spirit integration by wiggling your fingers and your toes. And as you float your eyes open, or if bring them back up so you can get all the distractions inside of your space, find something in your space that you've never seen before, and let your space connect you into this present moment as we talk about spiritual contemplation. But first, let me give a quick shout out to my gratitude. Thank you, Horace the Bush, for being our MC, and thank you, Mo, for that incredible prayer. And thank you, Groovy G, for your reading, girl, the Om. And you did that thing, your expression and reading Reverend Rosedale's aspects to spiritual contemplation. Girl, you hit it. So thank you. And because I want to tell you something else, it really, truly points the way to practicing spiritual contemplation. So now think about our talk title. The practice itself, or the concept of spiritual contemplation, creates transformative experience. It's really an awesome and powerful tool What it does is it offers us so many methods and different ways to balance that mind, body, spirit integration. I heard some of that in Horace's quote as well. See, when you practice it, you begin unlocking, and untapping the potential in the process. There's so much potential in all of us, but sometimes we just leave it closed, but it's okay. Because the concept of practicing spiritual contemplation for transformation, it's all over the place. Oh, Horace talked about how we talk about the different scriptures and stuff. Well, the Bible has so many interwoven verses about spiritual contemplation, but it's elegantly weaved inside of it in different ways, because actually there is no really one verse that actually explicitly teaches the connection between spiritual contemplation and transportation. But I'll tell you something, the book of Romans, chapter 12, the second verse actually resonates with me completely. Now let me see if you can hear the connection between spiritual contemplation and transformation. The verse suggests that do not conform to the pattern of the world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Does that sound familiar? In other words, unlearn whatever it is that you're doing now that doesn't serve you. And if you don't conform to the world's pattern, the way they have been doing it, you begin to have the ability to actually test and prove. You know how people say, see you tomorrow, God's will. Ha ha, ha ha, ha ha. Listen, you have the ability, if you stop conforming with the world, you have the ability to prove to yourself what God's will is for you. And it's always good, perfect, it's always pleasing. That's what that chapter says, that verse, well, the whole chapter. But that verse says that all to me. You see, when you think right about what this spirit unit or whatever it is that we call God, God is not some white man in the sky doling out good things if I behave. God is not a male or a female. God is genderless. Okay? God is an energy that lives in each and every one of us, and we need to conform to that pattern. But see, here's the truth. It's not God, life, spirit, source energy, or the universe that holds us back. That divine entity we call God, life, spirit, source energy, the universe, does not limit us. The only thing about it is that divine energy that we call all those names has unconditional love for us. So getting good things in life does not depend on, okay, check it out, your actions or mine, nor does it matter how I behave. It's all good, it's all God, and divine does not punish us. Not going to get me to buy into that anymore. You see, I became of a transformed mind, okay? Of a changed mind behind all that stuff that didn't serve me, that I was trying to believe. See, the universe is not out there to get us. It's our own, maybe, possibly guilt that possibly trips us up. So don't start doing something today that you know that you're going to feel guilty about later. You know, there was a time when I used to be a big time people pleaser. I remember I used to follow the crowd, feeling like I had to do certain things to fit in. But deep down, I knew that some of those things I did really weren't me. And there I was, many nights, lying in bed, beating myself up over all that stuff I might have gone through or heard or had an argument with, this one, that one, and whatever. It just felt like a never-ending cycle of total guilt for me. And all I had to do was to stay true to myself. And oh my God, I mean, I'm going to tell you yes if I mean it, and I'm going to tell you no if I don't mean it. And if I got to tell you a few more choice words, I'll do that too. Because that's how I get away from that self-inflicted punishment, because everybody wants to say that God did that. Looking back now, it all makes sense. There was never a God doling out punishments to me, nor good to me. It was always me. All that self-inflicted punishment that people do. What do you think? What do you think about that whole idea when you look back from today to today? I know everybody here is of age enough to look back somewhere. Unless you're my great-granddaughter and she still got things to look back on. So I came to realize that spiritual contemplation is really about creating a sanctuary for my holistic health. That's what I learned all through these years. All it requires is my commitment and my energy. And baby, I always had a lot of that. But here's the twist. I had also been conditioned by society, my parents, all the institutions I had to deal with and all that stuff to focus on mere survival. And here's what I mean about that mere survival. I used to look from paycheck. Well, Friday when I get paid, I could do, wait a minute, that's mere survival. Man, I need to be getting paid every day. And let me tell you something, if I don't know how to do it, I'm sure I'm going to get into what? My practice of spiritual contemplation. To do what? To get some revelation. And why? Because I am not going to be living on mere survival. How about that? Living on mere survival caused me to have to forfeit my visions and stuff like that. Maybe I didn't chase my dreams the way I wanted to, but I'm gonna tell you this, less than a little over 5 years ago, I set my sights on a vision, creating the greatest spiritual community known to man. I'm not done. See, I know this, I'm aligned with my higher consciousness when I do and use my spiritual practices. Because see, what I learned over the last 20 and 30 years, I don't care if I'm aging myself because I'm proud of who I am, but being in spiritual community has broke me away from mere survival. Spiritual community has changed my life. Further, being the founder of Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte has really is constantly expanding my life exponentially. See, I am truly grateful for the moments that I've given myself the time to get into my spiritual contemplation and my spiritual practices. And I frequently allow myself to do that. See, it has completely transformed my life. What about you? After years of living by the rules that others have set for you, have you changed your attitude yet? Because you see, this is what we have to do in this day and age. We have to get a new attitude. See, that attitude about, I got to get this job so this job can pay me once a week so I can only be happy once a week, or I got to get into this relationship so this relationship can make me happy because if whatever it is something from the outside or external control that has outside of you, if that's going to be the thing, woe be unto you. I like that because that's in the Bible too. I just like that word. Every time I read a certain verse, it'll say that. Woe be unto you, but it don't mean bad stuff. It doesn't even mean what you think it means. You think, oh my God, I'm going to get struck down if I don't do it. Nothing to do with that. What I did learn though, was as I age, that influence of all the outside controls becomes so much more apparent to me. What annoys me more than ever is to pick up my phone and see the freaking news. I don't do the news, so I have to see, how do I unset my phone? Oh, this does it once in a while. It doesn't do it that much, but I don't care about what Trump is doing with that one, but they just keep trying to show me that. I'm like, I have no intention. They cannot control anything within my life. You know who controls this life? Me and the power within. And that's the controls that I'm looking to let influence me. That spiritual contemplation, those universal conversations that I allow myself to have. Sometimes I don't even expect the ones I get, but I tell you what, I am not going to sit there and let it get to me. I said, wait a minute, you've been too long on that thought. Where are you going with that? How does that help you? I got to get myself under control. And you can't get me under control. Only I can do that. At times, friends can help me. Like, for example, I just thought about something. Like Groovy said, breathe. Bam, she got me. Because whatever I was going through in a moment, she realized that I know what my friend needs. You see, when you start to get like that and you are really dealing with people on that level, oh my God, this is the best type of relationships in this community that I have ever experienced. But let me ask you, what will you realize when you really know how much those external pressures are affecting you? What will you do when you truly realize it? We have no business talking about, oh, well, I don't have the money for that. Then get it. I told that to my grandsons. I love them, these little men. They fabulous, 30 and 21. Don't play me, play lotto, because if you're going to tell me I don't have enough, you're telling the wrong person this. Because you're being affected by what you hear by, social media and all of that, how the economy is this. I don't need to know where the economy is. I just need to know where Rosedale is. They just need to know where Kevin and Isaiah are. My daughters just need to know where they are. You don't need to know where everybody else is, but they still got that to learn, because that's okay. That nobody's really at the same place. We're not all at the same place, and that's fine with me. But I got a new attitude. Maybe you got a new attitude, because you're now starting to say, hold up, wait a minute. That's that thing they're talking about. Don't eat bananas because this is the worst thing you could eat. You don't know. None of these things are made for everybody. Get a new attitude. Maybe you found a spiritual community with people just like you with new attitudes. Well, here at Center for Spiritual Living, we have classes that keep us on top of our thoughts, our dreams, our ideas. And here's the deal. By investing in yourself, what you do is you're laying the powerful foundation of a powerfully filled life with techniques by practicing spiritual contemplation. Are you aware that within us there is this power to broaden our perspective so far that, oh my God, what you thought last week, because let me just tell you this, what you thought last week is why you're where you are today. So right now, change that destiny so tomorrow you will not be looking at this, I don't have the money. You will not go to the restaurant looking at the how much it costs. You will go to the restaurant looking for how much you want. I refuse to go in the store and worry about if I have enough money, because I got a power in me that is so powerful, and I give it every minute when I realize I need to know more about me. In spiritual contemplation, spirit just merely echoes your inner voice. Any word I say, spirit echoes it. I'm so clear on that. I had to get really clear. It doesn't have a drop of bias or judgment about what I'm saying. It just doesn't. Oh, I may say, oh, I can't afford it. Okay, don't afford it. Oh, I may say, oh, I already have that. I don't care what you say. And I'm not saying you just say it just to be saying it. You got work to do all the time. So do I. And I continue doing mine. Because you know why? I know I'm the captain of my ship. I know I'm steering it in so many unfamiliar waters all the time. But you know what? Brains don't go in my head. They go on top of all the people that are around me. And I go and tap their brain with no bias, no fear, no ego. Because you see, when I'm steering that boat, I'm either going to have faith or I'm going to have fear. And both of them works. Oh, they both. Because see, fear is nothing more than a flight or fight emotion. It holds us back from our progress, or it motivates towards our good. Oh yeah, it's a two-sided coin. It shows us a stop sign to block our journey, or the green light where we decide that, oh, wait a minute, stir it up, gotta move forward, let's go. And it takes us in leaps and bounds if we realize. So let me tell you when you've got to do that fight or flight. If you're in place of something, I used to say to my kids back in the day, if you're in a fight and you're scared to fight them, well, let me just tell you something. What's the difference if you hit them or they hit you and they beat you or not? Because you need to let them know that you've been there, okay? Fear. Take that fear and just get in it, baby. It's not even about the violence, but it's part of the world. Let's not act like, oh my gosh, you mentioned that. How about, oh, I got an interview with this company, or I'm gonna do a contract with this company and I need to get bone. Yes, you sure do. You need to go talk to yourself and tell yourself how powerful you are. You need to go and spiritually get into that contemplation, because fear has the power to mark the end of one chapter in your life and to start a new mind-blowing career. Oh my God, so many times I went into things in fear, and it blew my mind to how powerful I really am. See, here's the bottom line. It's your choice. You are at choice to embrace your fears and let them guide you towards your and my greatness. Because see, when we choose to look at the something in a fresh way, when we choose a fresh outlook, right? Okay, I'm getting my language going. We get to bring a lot of happiness and self-assurance or confidence into our lives. Once you decide to face those fears, you are heading up. No matter what you think or whatever emotions you have that they may bring up, these fears may bring up, they will not be able to hold you back anymore. It's time to start practicing way more, and also include the practice of spiritual contemplation, because that's the best way to get a new attitude. So, speaking of a new attitude, this next song it really actually captures the joy and the confidence that vibrates through us, through our greatest manifestations. Because I mean, if you really want to uncross your wires and let the tables turn, because the wires be all crossed up sometimes. You know what I'm talking about. And then sometimes when the tables turn back into your favor, it started to reveal the lessons that you need to learn. That's yours to learn, okay? Not somebody else's. So we're going to take the time and get into this new attitude and reflect on our next song as we do that. Oh, yes, indeed. I'm telling you what, Alan be cracking up at me, because if y'all could ever see me in here dancing all the time. I love my songs. I love music like either Shauna B or Ruby was saying in the consciousness meeting, music moves me. Okay? If you want me to move from point A to point B, let me hear something. Because it's got everyone. I get so excited about that. So you know what? I know in spiritual contemplation, if it puts us in that state, it's because we probably need something to get us under control. What gets me under control is these moods, these feelings, and how great I feel by listening to the right stuff. Yep, I'm your right hand, you're my right hand. What do you do? What do you do? It's all good. You are the bomb, Alan. You are the bomb. So let me see where I'm at now. We are right now at the time to talk about birthdays. You know, this is just as important as living from day to day, because that's the day you became to be. You came to be. So you know your birthday, I don't. So your birthday, if you put just the day and the month in the chat, boom, we got it. We know how to celebrate you every single year, honor you because it's your day. Okay? So just jot that down for us. Now, here's a big gratitude shout out for this entire platform. First of all, this morning we had Horace the Bush as our MC, and he is phenomenal doing his thing. And thank you for that, Horace the Bush. And then we had our opening and closing, which she will do in a little while, Mo. Now, Mo is the person that I always tell you this. If you did not receive a prayer request in your email box from Mo, you did not put in a prayer request. So if I were you, I'd put that prayer request in, because I'm telling you, looking at that thing several times, it gets inside of you. All the thoughts that you used to have start to disappear because you're thinking about that stuff. And if that gets dry, get another prayer. Then if that gets dry, get another. You want to fill your mind, but I'm not going into all that. I'm just saying, put the prayer request in. So, and our Rita, Ruby G, bam, she hit that thing today, boy. She got me motivated. Girl, you did that thing. And she's also our technology coordinator. And she's the cleanup woman. And one of the things that I call her that for is because when something needs to be done, she doesn't ask me or wait for me to ask her. It's a done deal. So that's the cleanup woman. So music and announcements, my right-hand man, Alan. I'm your right-hand man, but you're my right-hand man. He's the A-team. He did a fabulous job today on that awesome thing. And then our pilot, he's always here. Timmy P, he's always in the background. He may not say anything, but he got our back. He's watching and he's doing what he's doing. Everybody says, he's so intense. That's cool. Stay intense, my brother. So yes, and so thank you, Mo, for always sitting there chomping at the bits, waiting for those prayers to come in and sending them out. I think I got everybody. So remember, everybody, today was all about practicing spiritual contemplation. And wait a minute, one more thing. Welcome, Jackie, as our director. I didn't think you were going to know that I was going to make this known to the whole team today, but welcome, girlfriend. And so everybody, do this here. Make sure to prioritize your spiritual practice and fully embrace the practice of spiritual contemplation. So this week, start contemplating that I matter, you matter, we all matter. Then you are going to see how powerful you are. And it doesn't matter if you see how powerful I am. I just want you to see how powerful you are. So then you will see that. So let's immerse ourselves into this next song, because I don't know if y'all know what the Empire cast is, but the Empire, I love that team of people. Honey, they are musicians, they're artists, they're dancers, and I just watch them so much on YouTube. So this song, Powerful, it's going to remind you of how powerful you are. So let's give this a shot by the Empire cast, Powerful. Powerful. There's so much strength in you and me. They're going to say it again. Powerful. Then they're going to say, a breath away from victory. I matter. You matter. We matter. Okay, guys. I just want you to know, when we think about this week, how much we all matter, we know how powerful we really are. So let's take in that power this week. And as we take that, remember just to do a lot more contemplation than you did yesterday. Every day, do a lot more, a lot more, a lot more. Let's not take this thing too slow now. This is 2024, and it's little bit by little bit, it's not going to work. So that being said, I am really almost done.
Exactly.
Gotta get Mo back.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. You see what happens. My spirit is all filled with all this beautiful music, and I just let spirit have its way with me. So that said, I'm going to make sure that Mo seals it with a kiss with her last prayer as she prays us out.
Thank you again, Reverend Rosedale, for such an inspiring message this Sunday morning. I know that as we go into the rest of our week, that our hearts are filled with joy, love, and laughter. That we continue to see the best in every situation. For our hearts are enlightened as we take this message and go throughout the rest of our week, showing up from that place of heart, always being willing to be of service and to make a difference in people's lives. I know that this is done with ease and with grace and with joy coming from each and every one of our hearts. So as I release this into that state of law, knowing that the word has got power, I claim this for each and every one of you as I claim it for myself. So I release and I let go and I let God, knowing that it is done. And together again, we can say, and so it is, and so I let it be. Amen.
And so it is, guys. You know, you're going to have a great rest of your week. And I'm so excited that everything worked out so perfectly well here. I think I love it better when I'm home. It's my space. I know what to do with it. I can do all kinds of things with it. So it's great. So that also being said, I was able to see all of you today. So, all right. So anyway, what else? I think it's time for us to say, have a great rest of your week, you know, and we'll see each other on the next one.